morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fabulous Empty Nest. I woke up this morning so excited about doing a video on this project that I'm getting ready to start. It is a shawl, and I bought this yarn. I typically don't buy, Karen, cinnamon swirl cakes or any of the cakes because I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know enough about the way the colors turn out because, like I said before, I'm an OG crocheter. I've been crocheting for a really long time, but it's been very straightforward. And so that's what this whole vlog is about, is learning to try new things, try new patterns, try new colors, try new yarns. So I bought this and I'm going to make a beautiful shawl. It's the one that Melody Crochet Tinka it has on her website or on her blog. And it's just this beautiful shawl. I think she did it in like Southwestern colors, which I would like to try also. But this was about as far from something that I would normally pick. So that's why I picked it. This is what I normally crochet with. This is kind of my color scheme right here. Boring, right? So not that this is actually that much different, but it is for me because it's all together, right? And I'm a rule follower. I like to know what my parameters are. I like clean. And I'm finding, so this just a funny little story. I'm a painter as well. And one of my biggest barriers when I get ready to paint is the water gets dirty, right? You have to put your paintbrush in the water and it gets dirty. That will actually keep me from painting because I don't like the water getting dirty. So this is a big deal for me. And I'm excited. However, we got a problem. My dog this morning got sprayed by a skunk. And I didn't even know it. I slept through the whole thing. Got up about 6:30. Excuse me. And there was like mud everywhere in my room because she sleeps on the floor on her dog bed in our room. And there was like mud slung on the wall. I was like, what in the world has happened? And it hasn't rained here. So like, how is there mud? So I get up and I'm like walking down the hallway and there's mud all over the hallway and on the walls. The door's wide open in the front. My husband's sitting in his chair drinking his espresso in the dark. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, Lucy got sprayed. I mean, I could smell it. Lucy got sprayed and then she rolled in the dirt in your garden and there was water out there. And I don't know. It was crazy. And so she's still outside and she's really butthurt over it because she doesn't typically have to stay outside. She kind of thinks she's a person. But my husband had to go to work. I had a nail appointment at 8:30 and I was like, sorry, like you're going to have to stay outside until I get back. And then I'm going to give her a bath here in a few minutes with the Dawn dish soap, peroxide, and baking soda, which my daughter lives on a farm and her dogs get sprayed all the time. She swears by it. So I'm going to go outside in the yard and wash my dog in the cold because I can't take her to Tractor Supply where we normally wash her because they probably wouldn't even want her in there. She's a mess. So that is what I'm going to be doing rather than crocheting this morning. I took the day off specifically so I could sit here with you all and crochet and make a couple of videos and start building my channel. So that is not happening. We are going to go watch the dog. I will actually do some video. It's probably going to be ridiculous. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But wish me luck. I am back from the dog debacle. We got Lucy washed and cleaned up and happy, and she's resting now. I feel bad for her. She doesn't understand what happened, and she clearly knew everybody was not pleased with her. But anyway, she's clean, she's happy. I'm happy because now I can sit down and work on what I wanted to work on, which was my shawl. So the first couple minutes into it, I didn't like the yarn at all, but I'm finding that as I continue to work with it, it's actually quite pretty. It has a nice texture to it. It's got a little bit of sheen to it, and I like that, but I don't like too much. Like, I wouldn't want it to be like that Karen yarn. What is that called? Simply Soft. That is a little bit too much sheen for me. However, back in the day, I used to crochet like a fiend. So I'm going to try to actually finish this afternoon because I have so many projects that I need to work on. I still have my blanket on because it's cold today. I have literally all these squares. I don't even know why I made these squares. They're actually really pretty. They're kind of weird, but they're super pretty. I was thinking, I think I have 13 of them. If I added maybe one more square on them, I could probably make a cardigan. I mean, not one more square, but one more row. I could probably make an adult cardigan with this, the way that I do it, because I add, once the square is like the front panel, then I go around it a couple of times. And then for like the back panel, I go around it a couple times. And that way, can I help you? Somebody's feeling like she needs some attention. Mama's working. Why don't you go lay down? So I have those that I could be working on. And then I also have, we are not, I don't even know what this is. I have no idea. It's weird. As you can tell, I'm on a granny square kick. Oh, this is a little set that I made. I didn't even know was in there. That can go up with my finished items. Oh, check this out. So I had a, literally, it's like an off-brand of the Centro that they sent me. And I used it and made this. And it actually wasn't bad. I should probably play with that more and maybe be able to make some ear warmers, but that needs to go. That is a trash. Have no idea. It's a bag of some sort. I have these squares. I love this color. This is, I love this yarn, the anti-pilling. I love this yarn. So I've got these, I've got 4 of each. So I could possibly make a bag with those. I was thinking about a scarf, but I think I'm gonna make a bag with those. And then I have, I made a Wednesday snood, but I haven't added the tassels to it yet, so we can add that to our 3 whips. some more arm warmers, a scrunchie. I'll have to tell you all about my scrunchies later. That's been interesting. So those are finished. I made these, and I need to finish these. I have like 8 more of these great big, they actually came out really pretty. And I'm going to put something around the top so they won't look so unfinished. I don't like this one though. I'm going to do them all like this. So I'll have 10 of these to add to my market, which I think will be really pretty. I think that's it for the whips, believe it or not. I myself am, oh no, I'm lying. I have this scarf that's not finished. It needs fringe on it, but it's so pretty. So pretty. And then I think I started this and I don't know what's in here. So I'm just going to pretend like I didn't see this and put this away. That's just too much right now. So these are weird projects that I don't know what they are. So we're going to pretend like we didn't see these either. And now that I've got some accountability, maybe I can get my scarf finished, because this will be pretty for the market. I'm going to make a pair of arm warmers to go with it, and probably a hat. So it'll be a set, and some fringe on it. So I'm going to do that tonight. That is going to be on my list for tonight. And then I will be back to show you in a day or two. I'm going to make a decision right now because I have more of this yarn. I am going to make, what am I going to make? Ooh, what am I going to make? What am I going to make? Come to me. I'm going to make a scarf. I love these colors so much, and I'm a scarf person. So I'm going to make a scarf with these. I'm going to finish my Wednesday snood because I'm going to make more of these. This was fun. This was like, you know, when you're just making brainless crocheting, and I don't know if you can tell, but I did a wheat stitch on it. So it's not just a plain, I don't like just plain double crochet or half double on a scarf. I like this. So I'm going to put the tassels on it. Don't know if I'm going to go with straight black or if I'm going to do black and white or black and another like fall color, which would be super pretty. And then this is going to be my weekend project. I am going to make a beautiful cardigan for myself. I have been making cardigans for other people, and I keep saying I'm going to make one for myself, and I am going to. I'm going to make a pretty cropped, like a crop waisted cardigan. Nothing fancy. I'm just going to put the squares together and make a cardigan. I have more of this yarn if I need it. Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to get stressed out over that because there's no reason. And then this has been sitting here. I showed you this earlier. This has been sitting here for 2 days. And what I've decided I'm going to do with this, somebody, who was it? It was on Passionate Knits, Kelsey's vlog, who I am a regular watcher. She is my mood regulator, makes me laugh like so much. I really enjoy it because she reminds me so much of my daughter. So I'm going to make a little top, like a little vest top out of this, a granny square vest top. So that's kind of, the month of August has been granny square month. I don't know what September will bring. I'm thinking shawls and wraps is going to be my thing for September. Shawls and wraps. So I'm going to be looking for some patterns. But it has been granny square month. It's been really fun because back in the day when I was like 10, I made granny squares like you would not believe. But not just granny squares. I made Afghans. I made sweaters, vests, purses, leg warmers. I mean, and the teenage girls in town, in this little town that I lived in, bought them from me. I crocheted like so many things at a young age. I'll tell you a quick story. when I was 11, I was going to a small school. I mean, the town that I lived in had about 1,100 people. So if that tells you anything, little town, there's a rancheria on it. So it's pretty small. And I think there was maybe 16 kids in my class. And it was wintertime, so it was Christmas time. We had like what do they call it? Where you exchange gifts, a gift exchange. Girls exchange with the girls, boys exchange with the boys. And this year I had just learned to crochet. I'd been crocheting about a year, and I decided that I wanted to make a gift for the gift exchange. So I made a beautiful scarf and hat, and it really was very pretty. I bought the yarn myself at Ben Franklin. I was very proud of it. I worked on it for like a month and wrapped it up real pretty, took it to class that day. And when the girl opened it, she immediately knew that I made it, right? Or she assumed I made it, or that I brought it because I was the crochet girl. And she was so sweet. She was like, "Oh, Angie, this is so beautiful," and she put it on. And the teacher came over and she goes, "Did you just say you made that?" And I said, "Yeah." And I was kind of a shy kid. And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "No, you didn't." I literally was like, "Okay," because I just was like that. And she's like, "Don't you lie to people. That is rude and wrong," and went on and on about how I was a liar. And I was literally crying, right? And then she sent me to the principal's office for lying. And all my friends who know me knew I made that because they've been in my bedroom. They see all the yarn and stuff. As an 11-year-old girl, I was like a crocheting lady at 11. And they called my mother down, who all 5 feet of her, 78 pounds of her, right, comes down. And it takes a lot to get my mom upset. She was a very sweet, gentle lady. She came down and opened a can of terror on the school like I've never seen in my life. She told that principal, "Don't you ever call my daughter a liar. And if she says she did something, she did it." And then she says, "And I want an apology from you and you and you to my daughter. And I don't ever want to hear of anything like this going on again." It was crazy. Like, I've never seen my mom like that before, other than when a couple of times she had to whip my dad into shape after he'd been drinking. But he would come home from work on a Friday night and go to have a couple drinks with the guys, and he'd come home and she was scary when she was like that. And it wasn't very often, but I mean, like I said, she was only 5 feet tall, but she could be scary. So yeah, that was really hurtful. And here I am, I'll be 60 in a couple of weeks. That, when I tell that story, doesn't feel any different than when it happened. Like, it really hurt my feelings. And as it hurts my feelings when if I'm wearing a sweater or a hat or something that I've worn, and people say, "Oh, that's really pretty. Where'd you get it?" And I say, "I made it." And they're like, "No, you didn't. How dare you?" Like, seriously? I guess I could take that as a compliment, but how dare you challenge that maybe I'm not capable? I don't look like I'm smart enough to make something beautiful. It's just kind of weird. I really try not to be like that. Like, I saw a girl wearing a sweater that was clearly like a DIY project. And I went up to her and I said, "Did you make that? That is stunning." And she's like, "Oh no, girl, I can't do anything like this, but my friend made it for me." I want to give people the benefit of the doubt that they made it. And if they didn't, then they can tell me they didn't, or that somebody else made it for them. It was a gift. But I don't know. I just really think that we need to be nicer. We need to be nicer to one another, My puppy's sitting under the table at my feet because she's just feeling she's a little off. She says, "I know something bad happened today, but I'm not quite sure what it was." So she is, I'm getting ready to go take a nap. I think I'm liking this yarn. I might go back and buy more. So let me tell you a little bit about where I live, the struggle with getting yarn, and because the struggle is real. All right. I live in Northern California, Humboldt County. So I'm about an hour and 20 minutes from the Oregon border going north. And if I go east, it's 3 hours over to Redding, which is on I-5. And then if I go south, it's 5 hours to Santa Rosa. We are in what we call the Lost Coast. So it's very rural. We're lots of very windy roads to get here. There's really no easy way to get here. On any given day, we can pay anywhere from $5 to $6 a gallon for gas because it's just hard to get things here. We do have a Michaels, and it's not a terrible Michaels. I have seen terrible Michaels. I actually worked for Michaels. I was their event coordinator. So I did all their classes. I did all their TV spots, all of it. Like, that was my thing. And I've seen some bad Michaels. I've helped open some Michaels and close some Michaels. But our Michaels is a smidge under average, I would say. They do retain their employees, though. That is one thing I can say. The people, since I've moved back, I've been here a year and a half, the same people have been there. So that's good. Their yarn section is comparable to what I've seen a lot of you all post for your Michaels. And then, of course, I've traveled to Redding and Santa Rosa and Sacramento to look at their Michaels. It's not quite as good, but it's not bad. And the yarn, they have a decent amount of yarn, but we don't get the new stuff as quickly as maybe some of the other bigger cities do. So right now, I don't see any like indication that there's going to be a reset. I haven't seen any new yarn. I would probably pass out in the middle of the aisle if I saw a big twist. Have not seen that. But there has been some new things, probably not new. Okay, I'm going to take that back. It's probably not new. It's probably that I didn't pay any attention to it because I go in there and I buy my loops and threads, worsted weight, and then occasionally a few other things. But again, I'm a boring crocheter. So I haven't ventured out a lot in the last 20 years in other yarns. Back in the day when I had my business, my crochet business, and I was making costumes, I ventured out a lot. I was buying yarn from Uruguay and all kinds of places, hand-dyed yarn. But I haven't done that in a long time. So this is like it's like I'm starting over, okay? Okay, so my battery died. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to do today in this vlog is to talk quickly about the yarn that I found. So again, as I've said, this is kind of a reoccurring theme. I'm not like super well versed in all the different yarns that are out there. I have my favorites. I've been using them for years. But I had heard on somebody else's vlog that Dollar Tree carries yarn. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been to Dollar Tree in probably 20 years. I'm gonna go check it out. So I went to our local Dollar Tree, and it happens to be one of those that has a huge amount of art supplies, which was crazy. And I went down the aisle and found they had a ton of yarn. Now, I'm not a stuffed animal maker, never have been, but I found the Premier yarn. I've never used Premier yarn before, which I know is like, probably sounds ridiculous because probably everybody has, but I have not. And they have all these amazing colors. They have in yellow, and they have this orange, and they have gray, and they have purple, and they have baby blue and white, like all these colors. And they were $1.25 a skein. And I was like, well, I'm probably gonna get what I paid for, right? It's gonna be crap. It's gonna probably make a mess all over my car because I was actually crocheting in my car. And I was pleasantly surprised. It did not shed all over my car. Like, I just found one little tiny thing, but other than that, like, it doesn't shed. So I made, and I've never made scrunchies before either. So I made all these scrunchies in like 40 minutes. I was like obsessed.
So I made all these scrunchies, and this is one I made a few days ago, and it's made out of cotton. But I was like, these would be great fillers for my market. I don't know if people will buy them, but I would buy, oh, and a white one. So, I mean, I would buy them. I have a lot of hair. I have big hair. And it holds my hair really nicely. So I'm going to make some more. And I think I'm going to try to make a stuffed animal with some of what I have too. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this was new. Scrunchie's new. Premier Yarn new. It's been an exciting experience trying these new things. Here's, I've just been kind of messing around and not crocheting, but this is where I've gotten so far with this cinnamon swirl cakes from Karen for my shawl. I'm going to make like a Stevie Nicks triangle shawl with some wicked fringe on it. So it'll be really beautiful. So that is it for me today. This was exhausting, but super fun. It feels like it's been like 3 days since I got up this morning and realized that my dog had been skunked. So if you enjoyed the content, you enjoyed hanging out with me, you can hit the like button. You can also subscribe, which would be amazing. And then you can also hit the little bell, which will let you know when I post a new video, which I'm hoping we'll do at least one every other day, hopefully every day for a while to build up some rhythm. So thank you for being here. It makes me really happy to know that there are people, like-minded people out there who love crochet as much as I do. And we will explore this together. So come back and see me again. Thank you.